start. Hey, welcome. That's our show.
Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.
Say goodnight, everyone.
No, I don't wanna. All right, cool. Let's go. We do tests and stuff.
Oh
right?
yeah, I
we
guess
need to
we
test
do need
it.
to test things.
Alright, you're good.
Nothing's been changed.
Awesome.
So hopefully it's still up pretty good.
Jesse, you're good.
Check,
Test,
check.
test,
It's me. Oh, interrupting Ivan.
Hey,
Yeah.
Do you hear me interrupting Ivan?
Way to go, bud.
It's the interrupting Ivan. Hi, I have a beer.
Ivan, you're a little high.
Like,
Rude.
there,
It's
interrupting
again my
Ivan.
crappy.
Goddamn right.
You and you go.
Sorry,
Chuck it a beer.
Tommy, you're a little. your voice is coming across a little strong. You're maxing out on my crappy little laptop.
Ooh.
Tommy's coming on strong. I can turn him down.
Here, let me.
Turn down your input volume.
You're coming through a little louder with me too. Yeah.
Let me adjust volume.
Yeah. You just
Adjust me up.
Stay here.
All right,
Adjust
everybody
my
just mute yourselves so we
microphone.
can figure out what it actually sounds like when we're playing.
No,
Everybody
I am the
calm
loud
down, yeah.
one.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
Zombo Tom.
Poop
Oh
on the
man.
floor.
Oh wow.
How now, brown cow? The Human Torch was denied a
Did-
bank loan.
I hope you're having fun, Paul.
Jesse,
I'm having
was
so
it
much fun.
was it you that did the report on Zombocom?
I think that was Tim.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
He also did the report on the drowning pool website or something.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Jumbo Jim,
That's-
Giant Space Adventure / Voyage.
Were you on the Daily Shotgun when Tim showed up? I think that was.
Daily Shotgun.
I'm pretty sure that was-
Again, please call me.
I'm pretty sure that was on his birthday.
Oh, on the fucking damn! I bet that sounds great. Holy shit! I love
Yeah, it was good to see him. It was a short one, but it was good.
Remember when he signed his name in blood on his
Yeah.
report?
So nasty.
Oh, I love Tim. Tim was like the quiet one, and everybody was like, "God, Tim never talks." And you were like, "If you're friends with Tim, he never shuts the fuck up. He's always doing weird shit. I love Tim."
I mean, it wasn't that he never shut the fuck up. It was just that he always had something to say. He's like, "Yo, you want to talk about this weird stuff?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "Well, I guess I'm standing here with you at lunch, so yeah."
And
I
he's
guess
like
you do
fake,
wonder
where I
about that.
feel like 80% of the stuff out of his mouth is just fucking gold.
Yeah, that's true. Do you remember the Top Shelf Tim era?
Oh my god, Top Shelf Tim, yes.
He was only drinking expensive liquor, but still getting tore up.
Top Shelf Tim, and there was the Y Tim K era.
Oh boy, why Tim K? Yep.
Oh man.
We all just collectively pretended that he was the bass player from Rage Against the Machine.
We made up a lot of rumors about Tim for fun. That Tim was in all.
And-
We're not just like
And,
assholes.
yeah,
like,
and
for
to
fun.
his credit, he played along with almost all of them.
You guys
Except for when we were in a band called Anne Frankenstein, and he didn't tell anyone he was in the band because he thought it was a dumb name.
But he's just
In-
too good a guy.
Instead of telling us that he thought it was a dumb name,
I just didn't tell you about it.
until it was time to put out a CD, and then he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to do this. Let's change the name."
Nothing. No.
Who are you talking to?
Is Tim at your house?
That's me. That's
Tommy,
Bowden.
talk
That's
to
my
me.
roommate. That's my roommate.
Okay,
Little
sounded
rare
aggressive.
Bowden interlude.
Does he want
Whose
to
man is this?
Jeff Beams?
No, I he's
Whoa.
playing Final Fantasy X on the
Oh,
on a
Jesus
Switchy.
Christ.
Now he's
Man.
got some
Out of all the
important shit.
Final Fantasies, he's playing.
Oh,
three.
Yeah, seriously, 10's like.
Well,
One of
first
the
of all,
worst.
Put him on the mic.
It-
Put him on the mic.
okay. Well, first of all,
I'm
no.
scared.
But
All right.
no, I like 10, but 10 has more nostalgia for me because that's when I dipped into Final Fantasy. So, like,
Oh,
But to be honest, if you ask me, the best Final Fantasies are Tactics. Final
Yes,
Fantasy
yes,
Tactics Advance
yes.
is the best fucking one.
Turn
Yeah,
Tommy up. I'm
Tactics
turning
is
Tommy up.
up there for sure.
Guys, the
Yeah.
mobile version, they redid the fucking translation, and they
redid the
added
fucking.
audio. They did fucking voice
They added
acted
voiceover?
cutscenes. They did voice acted cutscenes, and they edited the translation, and it's fucking amazing. It's so
I'll have to check it out.
I'm gonna play it.
I think I read
Pretty
something
awesome.
about that. Did they They redid all the dialogue in iambic pentameter, didn't they?
It's Shakespearean, yeah. It's like you're reading a Shakespeare play, but not bored out of your mind.
Right. Because it's about dudes fucking each other up.
Worst part about it,
Yeah.
they took out the "Oh God, the who could in" line, which was my favorite line in the whole thing.
Oh no! How are you gonna take that line out?
Yeah, that line and "Blame yourself or God" are the two best lines in that game. Fortunately, the latter stays.
Oh, good. I saw people were sharing the screenshot of what's the man's name? Dysadarg,
Oh yeah, Dice Dark.
where he's like, if the penalty for breaking a law is a fine, that law only exists for the poor.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty
It's
hard.
like, yeah,
Mhm.
And
nailed it.
I'm going to be that guy for a second.
It's on the game.
One that was
Uh-oh.
Waygraph. And
Oh,
Waygraph-
Waygraph.
In my
I
recent
can't
playthrough, I
remember that
realized that Waygraph
sorry.
is actually my favorite character. He's amazing. Secondly,
He's
doesn't
like
always-
he's like a pretty righteous dude, right?
Yeah. He's just trying to like every time his group fucks up, he's like, "This is not how we fucking earn freedom." Like,
Right.
He's like awesome. Also,
Well, he's like
he doesn't
he's
actually-
basically like being manipulated by like the Ivy CIA.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like the one who's like, no, this is a legitimate revolution. Like we're gonna win this for the good guys, and then they're like, haha, you did this for the church, idiot.
Right.
He's like, no.
Yeah, they're like, so he
Somebody says that they can't hear whoever is ranting right now.
that
Well,
is
but I don't know when they were
not
ranting.
specific
I appreciate
enough.
appreciate
It's gonna be
that,
really
It's
tough.
probably
but it
me.
doesn't narrow it down. Where do you see that? I don't see anyone in the chat.
In the stream
It's in
chat.
there. Aria
I don't
Spades
see
is
anyone in
there,
the stream
man.
chat.
They're
That's
in
me.
there. The other thing is that Waygraph doesn't actually say that in the game, sadly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he does say.
Well, then you guys like
awesome-
Fire Emblem.
Amazing.
Fire Emblem is
I love
basically.
Fire Emblem. Oh my god.
I played
You
the
know what's
one
funny?
Fire
I
Emblem.
tried Fire Emblem, but that's like next on my list once I get done
Game
with
Boy
it.
Advance one was the only one that I played. Did you guys see me
There's a
type
shit
the
ton of
three
Game Boy Advance ones.
question marks?
Yes.
I don't see anything anyone else has typed, and I've been in here since we started.
Sometimes, are you logged in, or are you just in, or just
Yeah, I'm
watching
logged
it?
in.
He's logged in. Try
I'm
to
And
refresh
logged in
it.
as moderator.
Hit it with the
Oh,
refresh.
yeah.
Moderator view. Jesso, check your mic.
Mic, check the mic. Yeah, I'm probably the one who is talking low because I always am. Yeah.
Low
Yeah.
talking,
Oh,
Jeff.
there it go.
You told him. You told him.
Yeah.
Said
Hey,
It's,
yo.
it's literally me every time. I don't.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
it's
But-
fun to pretend like it's not you for a minute before we figure out that it's you.
At least trying for a bit, you know.
Then we all get to say dumb stuff before we figure it's just Jesse.
It's just Jesse. Fucking everything up again.
Sweet. All right,
Doing the
we gotta
stuff I
say
definitely
we
fail at.
get started on this shit.
Yes, testing finished.
I'll try to turn my input up.
All right, so we're gonna do the little intro, like you guys know. And then I'm gonna be like, "This is the people's," like you know, and then I'll be like, "This is how to kick flick the horse," like you know, and then I'll play the song.
Introduce us with our real names instead of our character names, so that we can say our character names in our character voices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That
that is.
implies that we have character voices.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know,
It's a
You can
great
grow
time
into
to
this.
make one
Yes, I do.
up. You just
I mean, you don't
Just so
actually
that-
need to.
just so
the
that
good
we
thing
all
about
know
making
who
a character
turned it.
voice.
We don't
Yeah,
have
just to
one with
make
a
the
fake-
character voice.
make a southern accent. And the thing about it's still me. The thing about the accent is if it's a bad accent, it just sounds like a bad accent. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? It's not
Well, yeah,
actually-
it's the actual accent.
right,
Whatever
exactly.
Because you're
Speaking
creating it.
Oron sounds like a stoner to English speakers, but it's on their
And you can just
accent.
change your tone and your cadence. You don't
Edit,
necessarily need to like make
stoner.
a whole
I
new
usually,
That's how I am.
even when I'm not, I usually drop an octave and try to talk slower.
Gabagool.
Yes, you do. If I paid you, I'd be talking like this
Okay,
the
here
whole
you go.
time.
Yeah, I'm still working on that. Where
I have
is
mush mouth
my
if I
input
talk too
volume?
quickly.
Input volume.
Start my free trial. No.
Today's the day, boys. We start our free trial. Our free trial of freedom.
It's the first time it's ever worked.
Mhm.
If we all pull together, we can get several weeks of free trial.
Oh Christ.
This time we can do it, boys.
I wish I could change my Twitch name to reflect my Discord name.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you can. Yeah, I think you need
Get a
to.
new account.
Should I just make a new one?
Yeah, like you just need to synergize that from the get.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Why can't
All
I
right,
find
let's
my
see.
input volume?
How am I actually signed up to Twitch?
Actually, I think you can change your Discord name, but you have to get like Discord Prime. And I hear it's got a lot of great options along with it. Like you can get higher res rooms. Hi, this is Arius for Discord Prime.
Wait, I changed my nickname game to game, and I changed my like avatar thing when I'm in a different game.
That's
It just
your
does it.
display name, not your actual name, though. I think.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, your nick.
That's
Your
a good
nick
point.
That's kind of all that matters, right? Is the display one.
Yeah, that's
For all those looking
one
at it.
that I'm looking for. Like Twitch. I mean, I guess Twitch doesn't have a display name.
I've just streamlined all my names all the time.
Sign
Video.
out.
Let's check my microphone. Anything? Ooh, I'm getting echo.
I sound
I sound great though. Anybody else there?
Orobona.
This is weird. I don't know how to turn it up, honestly, right now.
What's weird is that we can hear you.
Yeah, I heard you loud and clear when you were talking earlier.
Plastic Buddha, is your volume low? Did you mute me? Who are you? You're a fucking dedicated fan. We need to shout you out more. You're cool.
Plastic Buddha rocks. Plastic Buddha is super cool.
Plastic Buddha wants to earn mod status. I'm telling you what.
Yay. They'll do it too. They'll kick ass.
I believe it.
They're actually, I do have something to share about Plastic Buddha. I don't know if I should share it. Okay, she may have a surprise coming up for us that she's been preparing. So.
Ooh.
Whoa.
It's okay,
I'll
because
keep
I'm
you
going to
guys-
forget about it by the end of the session.
Okay. I know. Plastic Buddha. Should I tell them what you had planned
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Well, I mean, I guess it's up to you guys.
to do what?
I'd rather it be a surprise.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think it's a surprise.
Me personally.
Same.
Good.
I don't know what to do about this volume issue. Maybe it's. I don't know what to do now.
Okay. Do you have? Okay. One of the options you can do. Go into your add a new item into the OBS software, adding an audio, and create a new separate audio source that's just your mic, so that you can have it just.
And I believe
Okay,
it's
then if
also
you-
maxed out.
Okay. So.
Plastic Buddha, does that sound any better? I was also born in '88. Just so you know.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Turn me up really loud. Turn me up really loud. Whoa,
Turn me up really loud.
Whoa, I'm getting a lot of echo.
Yeah. It's time for a noise set.
Remember.
I don't know, man. I say we just, what's it called? Wing it?
Well, you can't really wing it if no one can hear it.
I'll just scream. I'm
In
just
this
awesome.
scene,
But
the
I can
horse is
hear you.
pantomiming.
You guys can hear me fine?
Oh
I
yeah,
can hear you
you're great.
fine, and you
You're
sound
loud.
good on the stream. I thought, right, Paul?
That's what I thought. I'm trying to log back in to switch myself to hear what it sounds like. I
Cool.
swear I heard you talking.
Can you hear me
I thought I heard you talking too. But you can't.
They've been talking.
Talking about people.
I've had like 2 sips of whiskey, so I'm already.
Oh boy.
Here we
I'm
go.
what you call a 2-beer lightweight.
A 2-beer stallion.
One time Dave Cole was like, "You're what you call a 2-beer," and actually and said the F word. I was like, "Damn,
Wow.
do you see?" This
Whoa,
was back when
okay.
it was more acceptable to say
Highly
the F word.
problematic.
Why don't we?
We're
Yeah.
talking about like 2008, so it was
No,
cool
we're
at the time.
not-
It wouldn't hold up today.
Good thing we're in the year 12 future.
2000.
What do you guys
In the
think?
year
What time period do you think we're in?
The end times.
The worst one. Yeah. No,
Long
the end
time
times sound
ago,
pretty dope.
in a galaxy far, far away.
Burn
So
times.
can anybody else? Can any of you guys give me a test outside of Discord and on the thing?
Yeah, let me mute and def.
Thank you.
Hush, 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 hush.
We're missing Ender too. He's usually.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe my.
Wait, he might actually be here. I haven't looked at who's in the chat. Oh, he's here.
Yeah, Jesse, you're mad quiet.
I'm mad quiet. Not even just regular quiet. What the fuck?
Man, I'm talking to you right now, and you sound like you're right next to me, Jesso.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good here.
It just sounds so good here. But I believe everyone. I'm not listening to this.
I just don't understand it.
I'm also crazy loud.
Are you crazy loud?
I mean, you're not crazy loud.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I was trying to say you were coming in like when I was having my laptop work. I could hear you really crackle on the crappy speakers it has.
When I mute Discord and listen to the stream, my voice is by far the loudest one on there.
Well, shut the fuck
Well, I'm not like excited and trying to talk over anyone. But
Does this drop my input volume at all?
No. Let me drop
I
your
can't
input
tell
volume.
you
Put it back to
from-
normal.
Okay, I was at about 40 something percent.
Oh, the cone of silence. That's not where I want to be.
dude, we're literally a podcast about how to run a podcast.
Yeah, well,
And how to get the stream
We do
going.
this really avant-garde meta intro.
Yeah, that's right. This is the whole show.
Yeah.
This is
Welcome to Radio Lab.
and then Horse bangs the TV set and the TV channel changes.
Thank you, Plastic Buddha. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm too stupid at computers.
Spruce
I
Goose.
think it's my fault, but
I don't think it's your fault. It's not your fault, man. It's not your fault.
You can always
what about
quit
now?
OBS,
I think I
start
turned.
it back.
Oh wait, what? What can I do? What's that?
No, this was the nuclear option.
Oh, okay.
Just
Do it to
starting
your
it,
phone.
turning it on and over again.
I might need to actually do that. Let me do that real quick.
Yep. Cool.
You want to do a recap or something?
Yeah, well, I think we're about to cut the stream now. That Justin has to restart.
that's
Well,
true.
I'm trying to just reset my audio.
Okay.
Well, maybe the hard reset might be worth it, though.
Okay, we'll do the hard reset. We'll see all you guys in like 30 seconds. Wait, what do you mean yes? Yes is in I'm good, or yes do a hard reset? Oh, we're good.
I can hear you.
Yay,
Cool.
we did it. We're hard
Alright,
resetting
so-
anyway. I didn't get to make my solid state hard drive joke. Damn it. All right, let's get this gravy train on the boat.
On the tracks, and then let's push those tracks forward into space.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome, finally, to our episode of How to Kickflip a Horse. This is actually session 9 on the Burn Bryte system. Here at How to Kickflip a Horse, we like to focus on the rule of cool, and we focus on narrative storytelling. With us today, as always, we have Jesso.
Hi, I'm Jesso, and if I may say something real quick, I would like to congratulate Thomas for having a twin brother who cream pied his partner and made Thomas an uncle. Congratulations, buddy. Did you? And I have one question. Did you feel the consummation through your twin connection?
No, unfortunately not. Actually, fortunately, yes. Fortunately, I don't have that connection. Maybe it's because we're fraternal twins. Maybe it's you got to ask the ID boys.
What frat
Them
were you guys
identical
in?
freaks. What's that?
I said, what frat were you guys in?
Dude, we're womb mates. That's it. That's it.
Oh.
We don't go back that far. I'm 20 minutes older than him anyway. Okay, back to our intro.
Okay, hi, I'm Jesse. I play Horst. Next person.
We have Aura. Sorry, you got me all thrown off there. We have good
That's my
old
goal.
Ivan.
Hey, what's up? I'm Ivan. I'm playing Oravona, space journalist.
And with us, as always, the named twin. We've got Tom.
Hi. How you doing? I'm Tom. I'll be playing. I'll be playing Shen.
Our worst.
Yeah, this is the worst one by far.
What are you guys talking about? This is going so much better than I planned.
This is. Yeah. I would like to issue an apology on behalf of Shen, who is the massive pile of psychic connected bugs. Let's do better.
And we also have good old Paul.
And I'm playing Prisoner 24601, who is a shape-shifting plastic being with a troubled past.
And this is how to, I guess, kickflip a horse or something. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's been quite a long break, so there's a lot of stuff that's been going on. So I wanted to do kind of a quick catch up on what's going on. But I wanted to turn to you guys, and I wanted to kind of address what recap looks like for you, so I can check on to make sure that all the important points are being hit and see really where you guys lay with understanding of the game. So, who wants to give me a kind of little recap of what's been going on?
My notes are summarized with "there's a tripwire."
I've got a new notebook, so yeah.
So that means the old one's gone and there's no new old notes?
No.
That's it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, so you all were on Azabni after a lot of stuff happened, but to make a long story short, you ran into Mac. Mac was somebody that you all saved. He was a Kathuk who you went out to kind of help his brother. There was a daylight hostage situation with him. When you all went to the station, you were able to find him. His brother, who is Talon. Talon and Mac were back on Azabni, and somehow Mac approached you and asked if you'd look into his brother being missing, which led you to the Senchal Guild. The Senchal Guild, of course, being the guild of security that provides a lot of the security now for the universe, since the burn has kind of threatened everything that's been happening. So the Senchal Guild and the Overguilds in general have kind of taken over as a overlooking government, if you will. But the Senchal Guild gave you some information about Talon missing. When you went to go find out where they were, there was a message. There was a beacon on the ship that led you to this planet. As you checked out what was going on, you were quickly attacked by those furry little assholes.
Right.
And then you
Fuck them Nivix.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nivix.
Leave
Nivix
none.
had a hard time. But it looks like the ship had been crashed there for several weeks. It'd been stripped to the bone. Then you travel to this cave that you're in right now. Inside this cave, you found a very interesting society of Nivix, especially the one Nivik, Bognog, who was the leader of this particular group of Nivix. They really like technology, but they don't have the intelligence to use it. So they kidnap people to use technology for them, which led you to meeting Eldania, who was a Ulron, who was on the ship, the Midnight. that crash landed here. And interesting enough, you find Mac and Talon there, along with I don't know why that's there. That's the wrong person. But in this chamber as well, you see a Zavoy, and you see a what looks like a it looks like an Alron upon first glance, but as you look closer, you come to realize it's kind of a mix between an Allron and kind of something else. And so you quickly realize that this must be the Driftling that they were talking about. And there's also in the corner, kind of tied up, looking pretty sad, you see another site, and that site is a Zavoy. A Zavoy is like a squid-like creature. And that's where we find ourselves, with these four guys kind of all tied up, and you coming in and rescuing them. Is there anything else that I've missed or you have questions about?
It's pretty concise, bro.
Yeah.
You just killed it, dude.
Fantastic. All right, so yep, you walk into this room and you see these four guys who are tied up. And what would you all like to do?
Should we kill them, Captain?
Yes, our standing policy is kill them all, let God sort them out.
Yes.
But Ken...
Just like the Metallica records.
I'm a big fan of The Rock.
Well, maybe we can be the master of puppets there and let them see if they're valuable to us.
Maybe we will be able to get justice for all.
I'm getting pretty St. Angerstein about these references.
You're right.
I think they can hear us talking about killing them.
Oh.
Untie us and maybe we can ride the lightning out of here?
This guy gets it.
I'm about to fuck Napster up.
What do you think? We cut their binds? I chew up one of their bonds.
Okay.
I have a
You can stop me before I do that.
I have a thought. So we were sent here initially by ostensibly Mac, but yet here Mac is. We were here to rescue Talon by Mac. Who is the other Mac? Do you guys know? Mac and Talon? Do you guys know?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. We've been here. I mean, we were working the midnight, and tell you how excited we were that we were going to rendezvous with the egg. It was really a kind of a special thing that we are going to meet up with you. Kind of a way to thank you.
That we didn't see you guys there.
Well, it seems like you guys, of course, took off before we got there, so we could move the plasma onto the ship.
Oh, that's true. We didn't know that you guys would be on the ship.
Right, but didn't we just see Mac back in outside of Wheel Space Salad?
Other Mac.
Yeah.
I mean, are you guys sure? Because where did you say you saw me?
While this is happening, I'm just going to, like, cock my laser rifle and put it right to their fucking head.
Oh my god.
Well, out of character, the idea is to see if they're fake.
Whoa. Easy there. Seriously, like, I don't know what's going on, guys, but seriously,
tell me something only the real Mac would know.
Taurus, lay off.
Tell me something only the real Mac would know.
That's a pretty good idea. Tell us something about our history together.
I mean, we kind of like passed out that one time together. You rescued me from the ship. I mean, that Talon says, and then you there was those three guys that kind of went after you, and then you subdued them, and then like everybody passed out, and the next thing I know, we're back home.
When I subdued those guys, where did I shoot the one of them?
I believe you shot him in the chest, but it was kind of or maybe it was the leg. I don't know. I know it wasn't a terrible shot. But...
Yeah.
So while this is happening, I would like to use one of my Nova points to read his thoughts, as with my psychic ability.
Imposters. I think the I'm kind of reading back over my notes and I'm kind of putting some stuff together here. I think the Mac that we saw on Ozobni was maybe the same person that was following us, and they disguised themselves as Mac because we almost caught them. If that makes any sense.
I mean, we're dealing with aliens, so anything's possible.
It doesn't really make sense that Mac and
Yeah.
Talon would both get themselves
Caught up in this.
And also just that again, we saw Mac. Mac was the one that gave us this quest to go save Talon again.
Sure,
I mean,
but we also heard about it from Lawala through the Senchal Guild.
I also
through the
through
Senchal
Arc.
Guild.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to follow through with what I said regardless, and I'll use my Nova point to
Okay.
just read his service thoughts.
Whose mind do you want to read?
Max, since we saw definitively two Max.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about.
You want me to read the ability?
Yeah, read the ability.
Okay,
Or if you
my
click
bad.
it, won't it show up on the race?
It may. Let me just not look at my equipment list and maybe look at my Nova abilities. Might help. Okay. Okay, the page is blank. Oh, wait. Okay. Here we are. No. We're doing good. I don't know how to get it onto the page. Is that it? Nope. But you can spend one Nova point to try and read the service thoughts of a creature you can see that understand the language within the line of sight for up to 10 minutes. So all the time that this is happening, from the moment I was trying to speak in, but I was kind of letting everyone RP. But from the moment they started this, I would like to have started prodding his thoughts.
Yeah, once you realize there, like this whole double Mac situation was coming on, you've been like kind of
Country
following
Mac.
it. Little Mac. Okay.
Oh no!
As
Mac
soon
and
as
me.
you point the gun
Mac
out,
and cheese? Is the other one's name Cheese?
Mac and Talon. Mac and Cheeselon.
Cheeselon.
Right, so you're reading Mac's thoughts, and it goes from like him being really happy, like overjoyed. You're just like hear him like, oh my gosh, what are the chances that we'd be saved by these guys? These fuckers are everywhere. Oh my god, this is like this is too good to be. And then as you're listening to his voice, you hear it abruptly change as, of course, Horst just pull a gun out. They're like,
He's got a gun.
Maybe. Oh no, what is going on? Oh no.
I will, as this whole eruption of movement and action is happening, I will intercept and be like, Captain, these are the same two individuals that we met. This is Mac and Talon.
So can I put a caveat on this?
Lower your weapon.
Can I put a caveat on this whole thing? And so that conversation happened mentally, and so what they saw basically was me put the gun to the head, say, "Prove that you guys are this," and then just like back off.
Mac,
what's obliged there?
We're sorry about that. It's a crazy hostile world out there, and we're pretty sure
these guys are cool.
Sorry, guys. Had to make sure. Can't be too careful.
Really, we're sorry about that.
During this conversation, the Zvoy, the squid-like creature, which we haven't encountered yet in this game, approaches you and, hello, Din here. I'm Din here. Look, there's been a lot of stuff going on, but I would really appreciate if we could kind of get out of here. I'll pay you. Ark will pay you whatever you need. But please, I think. And then you hear some growling, some loud rumbling in the room next to you. You see this area right here. Rocks kind of start falling from a wall that looks like it's been kind of covered in, like you could tell it's been like hand stacked with rocks, some bigger than the other, but for the most part, they're pretty medium to smaller sized rocks, like not huge rocks bar the passage, but like stacked up rocks. Let me do this real quick, I think. Yeah. So there's that area right there that's kind of stacked up with rocks, and you hear rumbling, and you hear a couple of those rocks start to fall, and says, "Yeah, we've been trapped in here, and we were gonna escape that way, but as you can see, there's something in there, and I would rather not wait until it seems like whatever was going on and bringing you guys in here seems to have agitated it. So maybe we should get a move on."
That makes sense to me. Unless you think we should slay this beast.
I mean,
is it a beast or a geological phenomenon?
I'm pretty sure it's beast. It's rumbling and growling, and you hear a couple of hits against the rocks. But as long as we're perfectly still, it's been okay. And then you hear it start growling and moving again as more noise is made.
Let's get out there. We can go the other way.
Should we attempt to stealth, like to cause less ruckus, or should we just hightail it?
I'd do a stealth roll.
I would do a stealth roll as well.
I'm surprised we're not doing a stealth roll right now.
Whoa, I think we're doing a stealth roll.
What difficulty of a stealth roll are we doing?
I don't know.
All right. Well, there's a bunch of you guys, so let's all do a difficulty of 3.
Okay.
Oh yeah, baby.
Let me know how we're going.
I'm
Horsemen
waiting.
are
No
so
good.
stealthy.
Wasn't no fun.
Let's go pile of bugs.
Of course, the cat is stealthy, and the bugs are not. What?
What?
Sneak.
Dang, that's my thing, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so as you all kind of start making a couple more noises in the background, try to be stealthy. This conversation kind of really hit the apex when you pulled the gun out and Mac let out, kind of a, what the fuck? And as that's going on, you do see this gentleman who's kind of, like I said, he looks half kind of like he's kind of been turning himself into Ulron. He kind of looks like he's been like absorbing the look of an Ulron. And he that's the driftling that you all noticed. Start saying like, guys, if we don't get out of no, that's the wrong voice. Guys, if we don't get out of here soon, I don't know what's gonna happen to us. So and as you see that, crumbling down are all these rocks. And what you see coming through the other side is a snarling beast. And
oh shit!
It's gonna be my pet.
Remember earlier when you wanted a dog?
Didn't turn out well.
Now I want this.
You see a.
What is this weird roll?
Oh, does it show you?
Oh, there we go.
That's because I have to have the active window up.
Whoa.
I hate whatever this thing is.
Yeah, this thing is gnar.
Weird monkey thing.
I like it.
It's shaking the map.
I like it.
He's so powerful, he shakes the map. So you see kind of a very kind of worn out and scared little furry creature kind of moving his way past this. And wouldn't you know it, riding almost like right next to him, you see your good old friend Bognog, who is pointing at you and says, "Get them!" And we will go ahead and start combat.
Ognog, I thought we had a deal.
Ognog did not like your deal, I guess. He ran around and
I mean, I guess the deal was basically fuck off or get flashbanged and murdered.
Yes, but so he
It's not as great now that you mention it.
he chooses death now, I guess, or fighting.
Well, he was trying to sell us these hostages, and that I don't think that's cool at all.
Not even.
Yeah, no, he was kind of shady. All right, so you see this creature.
Initiative.
Yes, so initiative. What would you like to do?
I have my idea. Is anybody else ready?
Yeah, I mean, range shooting.
Oh. So nobody wants to let me try to make it my pet.
I'm with that. Sure.
Yeah.
Go.
My
I mean,
action's
go
gonna be
for it.
my action's gonna be a presence, and I'm going to attempt to show the beast that I am the alpha, but also caring for it and its needs. I'm going to.
But also, I am your mama.
Can you act that out for me real quick? Maybe just a couple of series of words that one would say to.
Oh, absolutely. So Horst walks forward very calmly with a little piece of meat in one hand and holding its fist out for it to smell in the other hand. And
Can it be a bug?
He's going. Yeah.
Can it teach him to eat you, Shen?
It could be totally bug meat.
Yeah, I'm just like watching.
And I'm just going. Hey, who's a good boy? He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. I'm gonna hopefully scratch behind its ear.
Okay, well.
With a presence. My role is a presence.
Yeah, okay. Presence. That's going to be like a difficult. I mean, you can roll for initiative. That's quite alright. You can roll for initiative.
True.
And then we will see what happens when your turn comes around. What would everybody else like to do?
Not to jump on anyone's toes, I was thinking, can I? No, I already failed my stealth, so I don't think I can continue with the stealth. I guess I'm just going to pop some shots. So I'll go with the ranged.
Pop shots like ODB, man.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
Range too, but I would think maybe with an advantage because I succeeded at my stealth roll.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say that you were able to kind of hide around some rocks with your stealth roll, so they don't see you right now. So yeah, you're definitely going to have an advantage. You have 3 things you can shoot at. You've got Bognog, you've got the Nivik, who's over here, and you've got this like blue canine leathered thing with feathers and a couple of different arms. Pretty gnarly looking.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like when the Discovery Channel did that documentary on what if dinosaurs had wings.
You know what?
Feathers.
Instead of a ranged, since I successfully hit around this corner, can I use a skullduggery to get the drop on Grognog?
Yeah, how would you like to do that?
Basically, I'm just gonna wait for him to come around the corner, and when he is within sight of me but doesn't see me, I'm gonna just shoot him in the side of the head.
I will give you that. That seems pretty skullduggery, pretending you're not there and then shooting somebody in the side of the head. Yeah, I'll say that. That's pretty damn skullduggery. Sure, go for it.
Now that's an initiative roll. Is that bad?
Just 2, or that's just 3.
So for initiative rolls, you the way that I'm not 100% sure it works in this game, but
It's
the
the skill dice.
It's a skilled dice. You just roll you roll 2, and that number is your initiative number. Then when you start your turn, then when you start your turn,
you actually do.
You actually roll on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that way, it's just kind of like a way to kind of set up what's happening. So it's more like tactics as opposed to. Let me put up the show thing, and let me get rid of everybody's thing. All right.
Why does Roach have the broken heart status?
Probably because I accidentally clicked on my character sheet.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're still sad. Remember you took a.
Oh yeah.
Remember
I cracked.
You cracked from shooting the Nivik, so all your social skills are taking a damper until you leave the cave. And
I don't have a status icon about that.
It's a social status. Just get over it.
It's a stigma.
Okay. I'm gonna do a ranged as well.
Okay.
I did roll a 12 for my ranged.
Well, I'll take the second one and just let you go first in the order then, because I accidentally rolled twice.
No, you can take your first number. It's better. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, but rather than have to re-roll, but to decide between us later, I'll just let you go.
Oh, because we both got 12.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so
let's
see what we got here. We've got So Shen with a 12. Shen, did you say who you were going to shoot against?
Yeah. So was it Obnob? Gobnob?
Grognog?
Yeah, Grognog. Yeah. Ognog. Thank you.
Wait,
Yeah, him or they, whatever. Shoot at them, and then I would actually like to do another thing as well.
did everybody roll initiative? I didn't yet. I'm sorry.
Whoops.
So, what do you want to do?
I'm going to do my.
Didn't you? You did the whole thing. Yeah.
I didn't roll it though.
Right, but you rolled. Oh, right. But so, what is your skill set to do that?
It's just
presence.
I was going to roll presence. Is it a D2?
It's 2 of whatever that. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hear you.
I'm so sorry.
You good, baby girl?
9. Okay.
9.
9.
You said you're taking the 12 or the 10? The 12, right?
I'm taking the 8 or the 10. Sorry, yeah.
Well, yeah, or 12, and
It's fine. It just means we don't have to roll again at this point.
Right.
You guys
do
do hold
love
your
rolling.
turns. Just saying.
True. Let's hold turns. I'll hold your turn if you hold my turn.
Aw.
Happy Valentine's Day.
All right. Okay, so basically, tell me what's going to happen. I'm going to give you guys kind of a little bit of leniency on how you want to play this particular turn before we fall into order, because I know Jesso wanted to do something, and if shots get fired, he'll kind of lose his turn, and I don't think he will be able to do a presence check if there's fire exchanged.
I'll roll with it.
So, okay. Cool. And who am I missing? So, yep, Shen, you will start off then.
So I'm not raining on anyone's parade if I just do what I was going to always do, or should I go for it?
Doing what you think best is always
I am
my
going
favorite.
to, as he gets to drop on us, I'm going to strafe towards that wall there, and fire at Grobnob. But I want to, once as I strafe, I want to divide and leave a section of myself, right in front of Horst.
Okay.
So that'll, yeah. So
Power pants.
So I'm just moving over here, and then I will have a copy here, and I'll take my shot as I'm strafing.
Okay.
So I guess I should pop that shot now, and probably stop shouting. Complexity 2.
Yep, and you're shooting at Bognog over here?
Bognog, yeah. So as I leave that copy.
Okay. Excellent. So you start making a run forward with that. What ends up happening instead, though, is that you stumble. You stumble, and we will say you kind of have trouble getting to your feet. And we'll say that
my
this
feet
is his next turn. Back into you kind of stumble, so it sounds like a wave of bugs forward. And
you spilled.
Yeah,
it's like T1
remain and the other half tumble forward.
When T1000 falls and shatters after the liquid nitrogen.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Or when he's walking and he's melting, kind of getting smaller and smaller. All right, but we'll just say that you are going to lose your next turn for that.
Sure, lay it on me.
Bitch, be stumble.
Right, you know what? I'm not going to make you lose next turn. I feel like that's a more advanced thing, but I am going to give you a disadvantage to your next turn, and you don't have a move.
I'm okay with the ruling, but sure, I'll take whichever.
No, I think that's going to be better, because I feel like missing a turn would be more of a complexity 3 error, as opposed to a complexity 2. For this, I'll just say that you won't get a movement next turn, and you're going to take a disadvantage for any actions you do take.
Yes, perfect.
Prisoner, what would you like to do, friend? You were going to shoot somebody, I believe.
I'm going to shoot somebody or something. I don't think it's a person. It's inhuman to me. This furry little disgusting thing with knifey teeth. I raise my laser rifle and aim it squarely at the Nivik that's right in front of me.
Okay, cool. This guy right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of see him around the wall, and he's kind of pushing him forward, and yet you nail him, and he goes up in a puff of fur. He just kind of drops into a pile as you take this guy out, and
There's like a.
And I just mutter to myself under my breath, "Disgusting beast."
all right, so Horst, I believe. So explain this plan to me again. You're standing in front of this Latu,
Well,
and Latu. Yeah, we'll show you.
Latutu?
So.
Yeah. Do you not see his nameplate? It should show his name.
It's not showing his nameplate.
Oh, that's annoying as crap.
Latutu?
Yeah, I will. Let me see if I can get the nameplate to actually show. But, okay. Yeah, it's Latoutou. Lat out. Ooh.
Cool.
All right.
All right, so he stands in front of you. He is snarling. He's got drool spilling from his teeth, the hungry look in his eyes as he's looking at everybody around. And you step in front of him, I'm guessing, right?
Not quite.
Okay.
So what I think I'm going to do is actually throw the meat in front of him. And I would like that to be my presence check, because I would like it to be more of a obvious that I'm offering this to you kind of thing. And then the plan is to jump on its back and break it like a bronco.
All right, cool. So let's do your presence check. That's going to be a difficulty of 4, please.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, you're killing me, bud.
I mean, we can kickflip a horse, but we didn't say it was going to be easy.
Okay.
Damn.
I should have led with the athletics roll.
Okay, so he...
Anybody got any enhancement for me? Y'all want this as our pet, trust me.
I don't think so.
I think all my Nova points are meant for fucking piloting.
I actually have Nova points that let me make a friend in space, which sounds like it'd be absolutely perfect for this, but I don't have that ability selected.
Oh, man.
Technically, all friends are friends in space.
If I got on its back... If I got on its back, could I use the advanced piloting ability?
Right, animal check, please.
Right.
Get out of this dinosaur.
Watch me take him into warp.
I'm trying to do, but I can't crash this thing.
All right.
Oh my god, what was that reference, Ivan?
That's C-Lab.
Yes, yes, that's the Bizarro episode, right? Or
I thought you were going for.
We
I
didn't
thought you were
talk
going for
about that
Launchpad.
all at the beginning of the episode, but welcome to the first episode of How to Kickflip a Horse in 2021.
Woo!
Year of C-Lab.
Woo!
Shit.
Yeah, yeah.
2020 was ridiculous and bad and stupid. Wait till you see 2021.
Yeah, how do you feel 7 days into 2021, Americans?
I'm thinking.
Looking at you.
I'm
Looking
saying
at you,
it's,
America.
It's December 37th.
Yeah. 38.
Remix.
Anyway, sorry to derail. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Happy New Year, even though it's probably gonna suck anyway.
Nah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Presents. Walk up. You want a 4 for my presence roll?
Yes.
Catch
please.
that dog.
Let's get it.
I want to bring this guy up so we can see him.
If this
I
works,
like him.
let's go. Baphomet blessed. Let's go.
Okay. So this drooling thing is kind of going crazy, and he takes a big old. He sees the meat, and he just looks down at it. He looks at you, and he just scarfs it up in one bite. I think he kind of looks at you, sees that you're not quite as appetizing because of your rock figure, as he kind of comes up to you and starts sniffing you, and he like sees that you're pretty solid rock, and he kind of reaches out and kind of gives you a quick bite.
Yep.
But
I'll
doesn't
take it.
bite so hard because you're so rock hard. He
And
kind
that's
of
not just
withdraws
my
a
skin.
little bit. Huh?
And that's not just my skin.
Yeah, that's not just your skin.
That's
no,
rock hard.
a way of being. So he kind of takes one look at you, and he turns his attention to the Kathooks in the background, who look much more tasty. And actually, you know what? I forgot the prisoner's right in front of you. So he kind of turns and he pays attention to prisoner now, and you can kind of see him licking his chops as he looks over at you.
More bug meat.
so
More
you
bug
kind
meat.
What would you like to do, Jesso, or would you like to end your turn? Oh, for those of you who have never played Burn Bright before, because we do have a bunch of new listeners.
We do.
So turns are based on skill dice. Presence, for example, was a D8. So the difficulty is how difficult the thing is and how many dice you have to roll. So this was a pretty hard roll because this thing was super duper hungry, so it was a difficulty of 4. And so as long as you don't match any of those dice, you succeed. And that's pretty much all you need to know for the dice mechanics of this game. Very, very simple, very, very easy. The other thing is it's Jesso's turn. He just rolled a presence check. You end your turn when you want to, so it becomes kind of a press your luck thing. So whatever he decides to do now, the difficulty will just increase on top of that. So if it was something that was normally a difficulty 1, it would now be a difficulty 5 because he's adding another turn on top of it. So, all right, what would you like to do, Jesso?
Oh, fuck. Okay. I need more meat. That's what I need. And that was bug meat.
You have a bunch of bug meat.
Phrasing. Are we still doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm rock hard. I need more meat. There's this animal in front of me, and I think my only option might be to ride it.
All right, so here's what I'm going to say. As he turns his attention to prisoner, you're going to have a very clear attempt to try and ride it. However, you're going to have, and I'm going to tell you this meta-wise.
Okay.
There's going to be one
I've got
thing
two
to
things
get
I'm
on
going to
it,
try.
There's one thing to get on it, and then there's going to be something else to keep on it.
Yeah.
And, so he's going to try and buck you off, but that'll be for his next turn. So.
Okay.
All right. What would you like to do then? You want to ride it? Give me athletics difficulty 5, baby, and we'll just do this.
All right. Can I ask the opinion of the group real quick?
I mean, I'm gonna let him come at me. I've got full health and everything. He can I'm plastic. He's not gonna find me very appealing. I'm fully down to let you try this.
Oh, can you just rip off an arm and let him? Never mind.
I got 4 of them.
Yeah, right. So I was gonna ask if I should try a presence to keep its attention on me, or if I should get on it. But I think we're gonna be more successful with an athletics. So I'm going to try to jump on this beast's back. With an athletic. Oh, we could do it either way, actually.
I mean, if it's looking at you, I mean, you can try the jump now, and then if you get on it, just see if you can stay on it until your next turn. Or is that are you saying it's the meta thing is if he gets on it, he's immediately gonna get bucked off if he doesn't roll again to stay on it?
The meta thing was I've got 2 rolls to attempt to do what I want to do.
At this point, correct? Yeah.
I'm gonna just roll up. I'm gonna roll a presence and try to keep its attention on me and friendly.
You have. I mean, to get your attention back on you.
Yes. To try to just be hey, no, I'm friendly. No, I'm gonna do another presence. I mean.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Oh, fuck. Should I just let this slide? I don't know. Let's fucking risk it all, baby. Every time I've done that, it doesn't turn out, but yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Stupid 7s.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and say.
Yeah. So I wave my arms in the air. I'm like, no, over here now.
And you must choose between hurting 2 allies.
Ooh.
So I'm going
Both
to
of them are going to be Doc.
Doc counts as 1 ally. He split himself.
A real space Sophie's choice.
Yeah. So I'm going to say because of what's going on here, it's going to have to be prisoner and Shen because Oravona's hidden right now around the corner, so nobody knows that she's there yet.
Mm-hmm.
So you try and wave it, but it doesn't seem to get any attention.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing just comes in and takes a bite out of prisoner, doing 1 damage.
That's who I would have chose.
Your force field goes does not seem to affect this thing as it comes down and bites through and actually hits your skin. And with that kind of motion, it knocks into Doc, who kind of has a much bigger tumble, and he will also take 1 damage as the kind of force of the beast coming against you pushes him back against the wall, and also takes a damage point.
Doc's like, I've been falling for 20 minutes.
It's like a 1920s whoopsie.
Yeah.
It's like definitely like the Three Stooges going on here. Whoop whoop! Look at
Also, like if I'm gonna take damage and it's pushing me, it might as well just crush a couple bugs.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Couple.
This might not necessarily be a bad thing though, because it took a bite out of a plastic creature, so that's 2 out of us that it's like, are these motherfuckers even worth it?
Yeah. I was actually
pissed
thinking.
off. Yeah, for sure. So you do see that he kind of spits out whatever he bit out of you. He does not like the taste of you, and he does focus his attention to the Kathuks in the back of the room. So,
can I pick up the plastic he spit out?
You kind of like let it melt into you like T100. You put your gun up to it, and it's like
my health has not increased, but I'm now whole again.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the cave walls, we just hear.
All right. So Horst, that is your turn. Oro, you are hiding behind this rock over here. You have this creature who's looks like he just took a piece out of prisoner. His attention is definitely not on you. Bognog is like drooling and bouncing up and down, all super happy as he sees this going on. What would you like to do?
I can't figure out. Am I muted? No.
No, you're good.
I can't figure out how much damage my laser rifle does, but I want to just whisper, "You had your chance. You had your chance, Fiberian," and then shoot him right in the head.
Go for it.
And for those listening at home not familiar with my wholesale stolen Khajiit slang from the Elder Scrolls games, Divirian is wet dog in Khajiit. So yeah, I'm going to just shoot him right in the head.
Pew. Give me skullduggery difficulty of 2.
Yeah. I also just sneezed like 12 times in a row between moves there. So
damn.
So now I feel like my voice sounds weird, and I feel like my hearing feels weird. So I'm having a great time over here. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
But I shot the guy right in the head. Fuck him. Fuck you, Bugnug.
So, as this thing kind of comes across the threshold, as Bognog comes across the threshold, you hear, or you don't hear anything. You just see him, and you whisper in his ear the last thing he hears. As you pull up your rifle and you just blow his brains out, his lifeless body falls down to the ground. Yep. And the creature kind of looks over, doesn't seem particularly aggravated by the whole situation. He actually kind of you can make out that this thing has been like beaten and bruised and been trained. So he does not miss much his trainer and his owner, but he is still very, very hungry. And so he still very much wants to eat those crunchy little kathooks in the back. So we shall go. Is that the end of your turn?
If I can do anything to like keep its attention on Horst, I would do that.
What would you like to do?
You got any meat you can throw in front of Horst?
I can. Well,
What's your loose?
is there a distinction between NPCs and like monsters?
As far as what?
As far as like rules consideration, because I have a Nova ability called Social Control that I can reduce an NPC's mental and social scores to 2 for the next 10 minutes.
I will say. So here's the thing about this guy. I don't want you to. Okay. His social is being overridden by his just raw instinct right now to eat. You kind of realize that this is a wild, kind of a thoroughly hungry animal. So knowing what a wild angro is like, social skills may help a little bit, but he is running on full like hunger instinct. So there's only so much.
One of those mushroom rations we found earlier. Then.
Okay.
Who's the little hungry boy? Who's my little hungry boy? Have a nice little mushroom. Have a bakabuzma.
Okay.
It tastes good, doesn't it?
Why don't you give me?
I'm using the same voice that I talk to my cat in, so my cat thinks I'm talking to him.
I heard your cat meowing
so
in the
he's
background.
Yelling.
You speak with an accent
little
to your cat too?
What are you doing, my son? Come to me.
All right, so
go in the kitchen. Sorry.
So you throw so I'm going to need some sort of check here because he's got his eyes on a juicy, meaty package in the back.
Sure.
He doesn't like it rock hard. He wants a juicy package. I don't know if he's going to enjoy your mushroom tip. So what way are we going to?
Itself. The shit writes itself. Jesus Christ. What can
the
I
new
do?
record.
What can I do to?
I would give it like a presence check. I'd let you get with. If you wanted to do a check and then like do an empathy check, like I said, he is running on instinct, so it'll be rather high. But if you use your social skill, it'll be a little bit of a bonus. So instead of being 4 difficulty, yeah. So instead of being 4 difficulty, it'd be a 3 difficulty.
I'll do that.
Okay. So then that technically means that is a 4 difficulty because it's your second turn instead of a 5 difficulty.
Oh, that's fair. Great.
So yeah, let me get that kind of. So he kind of sees that sees your treat more as a prize as he does, as opposed to like not noticing it.
Great.
So yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
Oh boy. Okay, so you throw down the mushrooms in front of Horst, and he starts sniffing it, and he eats it up real quick. I'm glad we're not doing this on camera. And he eats this thing. he eats it up real quick, and he seems a little bit more less hungry, but still really famished. So he still has his eyes on the kathooks and is still like not quite so ravenous as he eats up, but he's also not seeming too aggressive towards you two, since you have kind of provided him with some food. But he is kind of still looking like he's going towards the back of the room. So he still looks pretty fucking hungry. Because the mushroom's only going to do so much, my friend.
Are they magic?
They are not. Unfortunately.
The beast begins tripping very hard.
First he pukes.
As is customary.
Mm-hmm. All right. What else would you like to do?
think. I mean, if the mushroom provided an adequate, like as long as it paused it a little bit, I think I'm good.
Mm.
I don't really
Yep.
have any. I
Okay.
don't really have any other ideas. I'm out of mushrooms.
Okay. Sounds good.
All out of mushrooms.
One shroom over the line.
Dang, bro.
Oh, I do have. Well, my only other idea is I have one grenade left. But that's the murder hobo in me talking.
Should have wrapped the mushrooms around it.
Oh, damn it! Why didn't you say that earlier?
Because I was trying to keep this thing alive for the moment.
Hindsight is 2021. All right. Who's next up in the order? We've got. All right. The NPCs are just kind of huddling back in the corner. They are devoid of weapons, so you see the Driftling and the two kind of Cathuks who are Mac and Talon, who are pretty worn out, kind of make their way kind of slowly creeping around the room as they notice this creature's kind of got a fix on them. As they start making their way around, the Latu jumps over to it and now has these two snarling things, or is now snarling at these two guys as they kind of are forced to kind of put up their fists and fight against this thing. And he takes a bite towards Mac. He goes to take a nice swing and a bite at him. Is there anything you guys like to do to try and keep that from going on, prisoner? Or I'm gonna say, oh, Shan, you're still kind of getting up, but
I'm definitely gonna shoot it. Mac's my boy.
yeah. All right, so he goes
I
to take
have
a
a-
bite.
Yeah, I have a plan, but I just have to wait for my whole thing to be resolved.
I mean, unless anyone else has something to do with our,
Well, no,
telepathic communication, like.
There's nothing.
Put a bug in its ear.
I don't have Nova Point or anything of that notion, but once I have my turn, like
Or
I'll
horse,
do
yeah.
my thing. Yeah.
I mean, I would try to mount it again, but also, have we thought about incepting a bug into its ear?
Now you are my psychic thrall.
Okay, so I wasn't gonna. So my plan would be, and I'm not sure if this will work, but I might as well just throw it out there. I didn't want to speak out of turn, but I was thinking about using the psychic ability I have, where I occupy someone's square. I can, it's called psychic interference, and it's just an ability that I have, and I was gonna jump both of my guys on there and just try to like stun it essentially. And then that would give us the time to do stuff with it, but I was going to surprise you guys with it. But that would be my ability. That's what I want to do.
We ruined his surprise.
No, but I've been awfully quiet, and I was like waiting for it to happen, but like that's my plan.
I mean, I guess the other thing I could do here is, if we really want this thing alive, I will just charge up in front. We got a healing bay on the egg, right? I can take some more damage.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. So I'll just go. Can I just do a athletics to jump in front of this thing in between?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So he's going to go bite down, and you're going to try and jump in front of him. And here we go.
What difficulty are we talking?
I'm going to say from your position coming around, I'm going to say difficulty 2. It's not going to be too hard to get in the way of this thing.
Okay.
It's a pretty big creature.
Boom.
Okay, so he comes down with his mouth agape to bite down on Mac. You move into position and you take the brunt of the attack as he comes down and he just bites back into you. And he kind of tries to push you to the side. So he takes his head and he kind of tries to toss you off to the side. So give me an athletics check, difficulty of 3. See if you stay on your feet or if you get tossed.
I was gonna have.
All right. So he tosses you across over towards this corner of the room as you kind of fall and you hit yourself. You don't take any damage for this particular thing, but you're kind of dazed and out of it till your next turn starts. But I think that covers up. Yep, that resolves all the other rounds. So we're going to start back at the top of the order. Shen, what would you like to do, friend? You're kind of flat-footed, if you will.
Sure.
So, what would you?
So yeah, so I think I think the deck is a little extra stacked against them, and that so I have the shaken mental ability. So with this, I want to jump on the creature there. Would I be able to do that with all my move actions and whatnot?
What's the move called? I just want to look at it real quick.
So let me pop it. It is called, I believe it's called Psychic Interference, but it might have a different word. It's just a special ability. Since I can like occupy other people's square as an ability, I can also, that was a prerequisite. You can do Psychic Interference. You can enter the same space as an enemy and make an attack with a social skill. If you succeed, they cannot take any action as long as you remain in their space. Formidable and epic creatures are immune to this ability, so it could be too strong for it. But I was thinking,
this thing's not a formidable or
cool.
Epic. It's not. So you'll have to do a social roll though against.
Right, which I have a disadvantage on, so that's cool. So I was going to leverage the disadvantage with maybe both of my masses are doing it, but to be honest, I'm okay with the disadvantage. Now, how does that work? Do I just add an extra difficulty die, or is that already factored in?
Here's the thing. This guy can't move. As you remember from your last turn that you stumbled, so you will only be able to move one half anyways, who didn't take any kind of stumbling.
Right, sure.
So that guy, you have to move to occupy a square. You would actually have to get up and move a little bit. But it wouldn't change the difficulty if you used one or two. So I'll say that you still have, the same effect. But that's going to be so it's Psychic Interference, which says here that, let's do a difficulty of, I'll say, since the kind of thing has been a little bit worn out by you guys, let's do a difficulty of 3.
Okay, I will throw it out there that I'm using my best die. So if you want to make it 4, you could. But 3, I will throw it down. There you go. With my luck, I'll fail. Hey. So then as I as my massive bugs kind of go up him and he's like trying to swat at him, but they're too small, I make my way to the top of his dome, its dome, and then I start projecting just calming kind of things, and there's this cool crickety vibration that they make with their legs, and it just kind of pacifies the creature.
It starts to pacify him, and you start seeing that he's still thinking of food and everything like that. That's kind of right above the surface. So as you're sending these cooling, projecting energy, you kind of also interact with his being, and you kind of see that he is still really, really hungry. You also just kind of see, looking back as you're connecting to him psychically, you just see months of Bognog just beating him and training him to not eat the Nivik, but to eat other creatures. And Bognog has kept him super hungry, always keeps him in the other chamber. And when certain creatures come, he'll feed him old burnt Kathooks and things like that, ones that failed through the trap or tried to escape or weren't doing anything. And you just see kind of months of him feasting on old bodies who have just been destroyed and are starting to decompose, beatings and trainings.
I want to share this with everyone that I have a connection with, if I could.
Okay. Sure.
Also, more importantly, since it hasn't not been 10 minutes yet, I want to know if Mac thinks I'm cool. What I'm doing. How's he doing? What's he thinking? Is he thinking, wow, that guy's the coolest one in the group? I would think.
That's right. You are still doing a psychic connect. I'm gonna say that. I feel like when you do this move, you'd probably have to sever that other connection.
It was in chest.
Yeah, but I like that idea though. But yeah, he looks very happy that that he's not getting eaten though. So you kind of figure out that he's very grateful for you.
Yes, but I mean, like, there's a fresh body right there, bud. You can totally eat the Nivik and Bognog. There it is. It sounds tasty. It sounds like something. Loot the body, but let's toss him to the hungry boy.
So you want to send kind of like a psychic message to him to kind of like do that. All right, if you want to do something like that this turn, let me do some sort of check. Let's see what we can do for you here. Do like an empathy check, maybe.
Sure.
Or, I could go with a lot of the social skills since you have a psychic connection at the moment.
Right. Really, it's like it actually looks like it's probably going to be a D4 because like if it's presence, which it could, if you're okay with that, that's what I'd take. But that's like my strongest one, and I already did that. So I would
let's go with deceive. Maybe I would work with deceive too because you're trying to kind of unbrainwash him. He's been kind of trained in this way, so you can kind of deceive him into believing that Niviks are delicious again. Maybe.
Yeah. I like it.
If you can make that work.
I know, like I agree, like because like any kind of training is like kind of like a social control anyway. So like I'm really just trying to pretty much make his new what I want his new normal to be is beneficial to me. So I am essentially deceiving him, and it's not really empathic or suave. So I'm I think it's a good one.
Give me a difficulty of 4.
Okay, it's also the only one I have a fighting chance with. That roll. Let's see. I might have double rolled there.
Okay. I'm gonna say that the block seems to be stronger than you think. You kind of try and do this like thing where you're like, he's delicious and look how good he is, and you kind of send him an image where something delicious Cthulhu is in front of him, but then like it's really Bognog and he's able to kind of see through your illusion. He doesn't break from your stun, but the kind of the haze, if you will, starts to kind of lift from around him as he kind of starts, like Inception, when like you realize something's wrong, is when you kind of start sending the force after you. So he kind of starts, breaking a little bit from the trance and kind of starts shaking it off. Prisoners, anything? Or you failed, so that'll be the end of that turn. Prisoner, you are down. So would you like to get yourself back up and do something?
Yeah, I guess I want to just clarify. I thought that you were. I thought I was supposed to go after Tommy, and I feel like I went before him by accident. And
you were responding to.
Okay, to an action.
So the way that the game works, when the enemy takes an action, you have like a reaction to it.
Okay.
So it's that way. Like I'm not actually rolling too many dice that way because instead of actually rolling, you have an opportunity to kind of react against what's going on. So it puts a lot of the rolling back on you guys.
Got it.
So
I guess I just want to. The first thing I want to do is just get up and stand in front between the creature and these other guys, like again. I don't really have another plan. Is there anything that the group thinks I can do to help this situation? I can jump on them too, or?
So you get the kind of messages that was sent to you from Shen as he is kind of cyclically tied, and you see the same images that he did, the training, the feeding of the bodies and things like that. And I am going to remind you, because I've been hinting at it, you may have forgotten, but you all did see a burnt dead Cthulhu in the hallway. When you were coming in here, it's drawn as a very bad pink who tried to escape through that fire trap and got hit. You see that that type of body has been fed to him before. So.
Oh, I'm definitely going for that body then.
Okay, excellent.
Or I guess I want to do that, but if the creature keeps going for these guys, it would have to be Oro jumping in between. And I think I can probably take the damage more, but that's like a few turns down the road to get to Oro.
I could get there.
But you want to get on this guy's back too.
That comes second to protecting my friends.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for the body then.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say it takes a turn to get to the body and pick it up. You come back to the trap. You see that Eldania has been working on this trap, and she's disconnected the flame burst. And she says, "If we all run out, and I can get this thing to trigger as soon as the beast walks past it. If we all just want to make a run for it, I'll set this thing up lower so that the beast won't even see it's coming, and we'll just crispify this thing. What do you think?"
I'd prefer not to kill it, but
I'm gonna say go ahead and do that because I think we can make our way out the other way. There's other parts of this tunnel to do if we decide not to go for to kill it through the flame trap.
Excellent. So she goes to now lowering the trap a little bit to make it a little bit more indistinguishable as you pick up the this burnt Kathuk body that has taken kind of like half of it's been kind of like toasted and the other half is still kind of somewhat fresh. Looks like from your your knowledge of bodies, this thing hasn't been here for more than a day or two. So what's left and not burnt still seems pretty good. To be fed to something. All right, and so then we will just go over to Horst. Is there anything you'd like to do, Horst?
I think you already know what I'm gonna do.
All right, so he's kind of subdued. So why don't you? You can kind of walk up to him. Why don't you give me, instead of doing an athletics check, I think this is going to be kind of an empathy check to see if you break him from his trance.
Okay.
Because he's kind of like, if he's not really a risk of, you can get on him very easy since he's kind of like a drooling mess.
Yeah.
The question is what's going to happen once you get on him. So we can do like an empathy check, maybe. Give me like a difficulty of 3 empathy.
Yes. Counterpoint, if I may.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Could I potentially do a perform to show that even though it's vulnerable, we're still interested in being friends?
That would seem even more empathic.
I was gonna say you're gonna put on a puppet.
Tommy!
Put on a puppet.
Whose side are you on, Tommy?
I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. You're absolutely right. I didn't even think of that. You're absolutely right. Ivan, do you know you're muted?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I was coughing and yelling at the cat.
Okay. It's just been a while. I wanted to make sure you didn't think you were talking.
I was just
Damn cat.
waiting for my turn.
Cool. Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah, absolutely. I guess that's still an empathy check, so...
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Go for it.
You said 3?
3, please.
Let me bring up the active window so we can see it in real time. Yep, there it goes. Oh,
cool.
Twice.
Yep, twice. Twice? I only see it once.
Oh no, the noise happened on 2 separate windows for me. My bad.
Oh yeah. All right. So as you get onto his back, it's quite easy. But as you do, his he kind of starts breaking from the trance that Shan has got him under. Shan, do you want to try and reinforce it?
Hell yeah. What would you like to? You want me to throw down?
I'm gonna keep this kind of like it's the turns going. So I'm gonna do a difficulty of 4 with the.
Okay. Are we still throwing down the presence though?
Was it presence or was it empathy?
It was either that or deceive, but I failed to deceive. But I started with the presence.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually any social skill is what it says.
Okay, so we'll do 4.
I would say presence would be good too.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever works for you, but I think presence would probably make sense too. Okay.
Ooh.
Excellent. No, that was 4. That was 4. 1, 2. Oh, you rolled. Yeah.
I just rolled 1. Man, I am just running doggy today.
So he breaks from his trance as he now realizes what's going on, and he goes to immediately start bucking you off. but he is going to have to wait to do that when his turn starts.
Well, if he
Oro-
bucks, I'm gonna nux.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, you see his kind of hip
Credit to
break.
Ivan.
Oro, you see this. You see Horse jump onto the back of this creature, and all of a sudden his glazed over eyes kind of like open back up, and looks behind him. Is there anything that you want to do for your turn? Before this happens?
Wait, did he just do gel? Is that why he's glazed?
No, the
The creature's glazed. Lututu.
I got you. I thought Horst was glazed. I was like, wait, did I completely miss something? I don't know how devoted to catching this thing are we really?
Kill it.
Okay, cool. I should have said.
Which one of you said that
earlier? I have a.
You hear it echo through your mind.
I have a special ability called Natural Sneak. I should have said this at the end of my last turn, but it says when you end your turn in combat without a skill roll failure, which I have not failed a skill roll yet. I can make a
opposite of Tommy.
to stealth skill roll to hide. If successful, all enemies are unaware of your location until the start of the next round. The GM may determine that this ability cannot be used in all situations. So
yeah, no, but this is
that it can be used in this situation. I'd love to roll a stealth check and then sneak up and shoot this thing in the head.
okay. I'll give you this. Normally, just make sure to call this during the end of your turn.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is a situation where he's definitely not paying attention to you. He hasn't seen where you are. So if you want to give me a stealth check, you can do that.
All right. Complexity 2.
Yeah, he's not. He was out of it. So okay.
That's
So yeah,
baby.
so pretty much after Bognog goes down, you kind of went into a kind of little place. What would you like to do on the beginning of this turn now?
So I think pretty much what happened from Oro's perspective in this the span of this last round was Bognog and that other Nivik and this big blue guy appeared. She hid. They advanced into the room. One of them got blasted. She shot Bognog in the head, and then Horst and Doc just jumped on the big blue guy. So like,
pretty much. So yeah. So
don't forget it bit me twice.
Oh, it did bite you. Yeah. So that I think that's the part she takes more issue with than anything. You guys can wrestle. You know, if it weren't for the biting, she'd let you guys wrestle it all day.
You also saw me run by you to go pick up this burnt body.
Yeah. So like, so in Oro's opinion, this is getting out of hand, and hence the shooting the creature in the head.
That's a fair
opinion. Now here's what I'm going to say, because as Shen described it, as Tommy described it, he said he kind of swarmed all over this creature. So I'm kind of picturing that there's going to probably be some open spaces you might be able to hit it at, but because the fact you've got Horse now riding it, and you've got like a pile of bugs who are kind of all over this thing, you will very highly risk hitting one of them. But
what do you think, since it's a stealth, or since it was a stealth roll, what do you think about me like being able to get up a little bit closer to it so I can make sure to minimize damage to Doc?
Yeah, I would do that.
We also have an advantage pool to pull from.
You do, where you can reroll dice.
I bet you that would constitute an advantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seems like being hidden is pretty advantageous.
Yeah, I would think so.
All right, cool. So yeah, let's do a stealth check as you approach. So you kind of want to continue the stealth, moving towards it slowly. So since you are already hidden, you can do a stealth check too. Since you're going to be moving in stealth, I believe is what we're saying.
Gotcha.
Since you're going to be making movement away from that rock.
Okie dokie. I'll do another.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Here, though. Can I use my advantage to reroll it?
Yeah, you can use advantage to reroll one die.
Just the one, right?
Yep, just the one. Which
Let's
another
see.
d6.
Hey.
Okay, so you creep closer to this creature, and I'm gonna say like you get right up to it, and yeah, you see some spots you'd be able to shoot it at, and it's not aware of your presence yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna just tuck my laser rifle right up in that that vacant area and pop shots, man.
All right, give me a difficulty of 3, please.
What would that be, ranged?
Yeah, ranged, even though you've
Even
got
though
it
I'm right up on
point
him,
blank.
alright.
Because you're using a ranged weapon. So let's say it's ranged.
Triple threes. Can I use advantage to re-roll one of them? Or
You'd have to
two
roll
of them,
2
I
of
guess?
them, so you'd have to use 2 advantages to
How
re-roll.
many?
But
Who's keeping track of our advantage?
You have 5 at this point.
Does anyone have a problem with me using 2 of them?
Go for it.
No, man.
All right, so cool. We roll 2 d4s.
All right. Oh,
No
4,
threes,
7,
no
4.
threes, no threes.
It's
They
a
add up
1
to
and a
3.
2, baby.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, you're able to kind of, the thing misfires, and you kind of this stupid rifle, and you kind of hit it, and you put it back up there. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so you shoot it, and it feels it. However, it gets very, very angry as it rages itself, and I'm
Good
gonna
thing
go
none of
ahead
us
and
decided
say-
to climb on it.
Yeah, so it takes a laser burst. The kind of leathery skin that it has seems to kind of take the impact pretty well. It definitely took some damage. It definitely freaks out as it turns its attention to you. And I'm going to say both. Well, actually, Horst, you're going to have to kind of survive being bucked off. Give me a difficulty of 3 athletics, please, as it tries to buck you off.
Yes, I shall. Woo! I finally passed something.
Okay, so it tries to buck you off. Are you going to hold on to it, or do you want to kind of jump off of it gracefully?
I'm going to use all my knucks to hold on.
Okay, so yeah, you're holding on. Doc, the connection breaks, and you kind of get shaken off like a dog shaking a bug off. Just shakes you off, sending bugs flying everywhere. Let's do a athletics to see if your bugs kind of land in a humane way, or if they're just like scattered all over the place.
Into it. What's the difficulty?
We're do difficulty 3. Sorry.
Cool. Hey.
Right. So yeah, you get shaken off, but you kind of are able to use the momentum of the move to gather half of yourself over here in the corner of the cave without taking any damage. All right. We will now kind of go to their official turns. So these guys get the fuck out of here. So they make their move, and they're out this door. And
Coward.
They don't have any weapons. They've been like sleep deprived for like 2 weeks. They're not fed. They're not ready for action. So
whose fault is this?
This is well, nobody's, because you killed Bognog. So now it's nobody's fault.
That's how you distribute justice to the galaxy.
Okay, Mandalorian.
Still have not seen that.
I have spoken.
This is the way. Point us into this direction.
This is the baby.
This is the egg. This is the way, but it's spelled G-U-E-Y.
This is the huevo.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the huevo.
Okay, los huevos están duros. Okay.
El Mandalorian. This is the way.
This is the way. El Mandalorian. El mandolero.
Wow. Nice.
No.
This creature is still trying to buck you
Ender's
off.
loving this.
But this will have to be at the that was its turn to knock you off. So it's going to go back to the top of the order. Shen, you are back. Both of your halves are now in full movement abilities as well. What would you like to do, Shen?
I mean, I just want to start blasting it. I guess we're killing this thing. We're done. Wait, right?
Do you, baby? Yeah. I'll adapt.
I'm shooting it a bunch.
All right.
Or you could climb into its eyes. Just saying.
Well, I've been shook off, right?
Yeah, you got shook.
And we can telepathically communicate. You know, like I got. You know, but you know, I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. In between turns, like quick actions to kind of communicate. So you're aware of like everything that's going on. If you choose to make the others aware of it, you know that prisoner is like running back with the body.
That's true.
And you also know that I told I forget what this one's name was, but I was like, adjust the tripwire, Eldanya, to adjust the tripwire on this flame trap. So if we do want to kill it, I've got this body and can lure it that way.
All right, then. Yeah, I'm gonna try to like. I guess I'll reform and retreat, and like kind of move towards prisoner.
Wait, can you guys see now their names? By the way, I think I found.
Oh yeah, now I can.
Yeah, they're
I can see
a little encroached by Roach.
Right.
Croach.
Yeah. Oh, his name is super.
Croach.
Yeah, I need it.
Mac and Talon are missing theirs, but I see Spanner over here.
In French, it means the tutu.
The tiny dancing skirt.
I guess if anything, like I'll try to stealth away or away to not get smashed or bitten.
All right, so you're just gonna get out of the way.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be a skill roll. You're just kind of moving your turn.
Yeah. And I guess I'll remain separate for the time being.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna remain separated. Prisoner, it is now your turn.
So I'm gonna I guess, have I kind of been seeing all of this? I understand it, but like, can I see them from where I am?
Yeah, I would say kind of you came around this corner, you see Mac and Talon and Spanner, who you haven't learned his name yet for meta reasons, but you see the Driftling, Matt and Talon kind of coming around the corner, and Eldania's like, whoa, 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 and she kind of explains to them what's going on. As you step around, you see Oro has kind of shot this creature point blank. Jesso's still holding on like a champion. Yeah, so I would say you saw all that stuff happening.
So, can I rip an arm off of this body?
Mm-hmm. Sure, give me a little bit of a... You know what? Yeah, I mean, you can do it. It's kind of already kind of decomposed and it's kind of burnt up. So yeah, you take off a piece of its arm, which doesn't really take much strength, but yeah.
And I just want to chuck it at the beast and like start shouting, like, "There's more meat over here."
Okay. Do you want to move closer? Or are you gonna do?
Yeah, I want to move. I guess move closer. I don't know what the range of throwing a piece of meat is.
Okay, so you're going to kind of be working with. Oh, this is a tough call because it is not really happy, and it's the kind of flight instinct is kind of kicked in as Jesso's still on top of it. So yeah, give me an empathy check. We're gonna do difficulty of 4, or maybe a presence check or of that nature. Something that's gonna make you more kind of noticeable than him. So I would say either it's like like, hey buddy, look at this, or it's gonna have to be like a presence, like a scream or a yell that overcomes the fact that he's being ridden right now.
Yeah, all of those are 4s for me, so it doesn't really matter which I do.
Okay.
I'll just do an empathy. And you say difficulty of 4?
We'll say difficulty of 3 for this because you've got some meat. Okay, so the good news is it doesn't really, you put the meat down and he doesn't really do anything about it. He just doesn't seem to notice it. He just doesn't pay attention to it.
Do we want me to use an advantage point to try and reroll one of those? Anybody?
You do it, you said?
Totally in favor.
I support your decision.
I support you.
Okay.
So roll a 3.
Yep. Roll a d4. Just roll.
Oh, d4.
Yep. Tell me.
Oh shit! I rolled 4 d4s.
Roll.
There we go.
Cool.
Well, as long as he was rolling.
I mean, you rolled 4 4s and 2 rolls, so that's interesting. Okay. Was this empathy?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesso, also give me an empathy check, as this thing is kind of like starts bucking you, and you're trying to kind of calm it down, Breath of the Wild style.
That's what I said. I said I'm kind of trying to calm it down, Breath of the Wild style. I should give it an empathy check. What complexity would you like?
Give me a difficulty of 3 as well. Okay, yeah, it's
all hell.
It kind of notices the meat on the ground. It kind of picks it up, and it does eat it, but it's still trying to buck you off, Jesso. So it's like it kind of notices it, kind of scoops it up in its mouth to eat it, but it's still kind of shaking its ass, trying to get you to fall off. It is now your turn, even though that was a reaction turn. So now it's your actual turn.
Okay. Man. Part of me says just fucking shoot the thing in the back of the skull. Part of me doesn't want to do that.
Life is pain.
So is death, though.
You know what you must do.
No. Okay. I'm gonna shoot.
We can't.
I'm gonna shoot Doc.
Every.
We need meat. I'm sorry. No, I'm just
He's gonna shoot Doc.
I mean, you could feed him half of you, so.
Could I go?
I was actually thinking about this, Jesso. You could probably eat me, but I don't think this beast would have anything to do with me. I eat inorganic material.
Yeah.
I thought it was metal specifically. It's inorganic now.
No, it's metal.
Oh,
which
okay.
Is,
Phew. Okay, let's cut to the chase. Can you eat me or not?
Yeah, I think I could eat you.
Oh, that's fucked up.
But that's a GM ruling.
That's fucked up.
I mean, I'm guessing if you can eat through metal, you can eat rock. You probably wouldn't like it. It wouldn't be good. It'd probably get you sick. But I mean, like,
metal's just harder rocks.
You also eat rocks. Okay,
that's true. That's true. But you're not made of rocks, and you have officially become the scariest pair of pants I've ever owned.
Oh yeah.
Not that I've owned you. That might not have been the right word choice.
Nobody owns this bug.
Someone hit the problematic light.
Congratulations, Esoteric. You got moderator.
Can I hit the motherfucker in the back of the skull with my rifle and try to knock it out?
You sure can.
I'm gonna try to do that.
Alright, give me a melee, we'll say, since you're kind of riding, it's trying to hold on to. Let me give it a difficulty of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll keep it at 3s. Because this thing is also a little bit, like, gone through it. Alright, cool.
Not gonna work.
You do miss hitting it, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, give me athletics check, difficulty of 4, please.
I'll take that. Oh, God, I keep thinking my athletics is a 12. It's not. It's not, guys. Oh, my God.
He bucks you. You go flying off of him.
My nucks!
You hit the, yeah, you did not nuck when he bucked.
Dude, that's a triple fail. Do I get punished worse? I shouldn't ask that.
I don't see a triple fail. I see an 8.
Whose side are you on?
I failed my empathy. I failed my. Oh no, not rolled triple, but 3 fails in a row rather.
Yeah, no. I would probably do something if it was like 3 3s or something like that, or 4 4s. I would definitely think about that. But no, you get thrown off, and as you get thrown off, you start thinking to yourself, Your last success is undone. So yeah, pretty much all the kind of calming him down and bringing him to your favor has completely been undone.
Okay,
as
most
he
of that
goes
wasn't
back
my
into-
fucking fault.
That's true. It's true.
Jesus Christ.
However, the fact that you were on his back, he is not happy with you anymore, and any empathy points you had scored with him are completely undone.
All I heard was that he's
so-
happier now that I'm off his back.
He is definitely happier, but he's not happier with you. He's happier in general in the States, but he believes that the relationship with you is toxic, and he went ahead and ended it. So that's the way it went. All right, we will now go to Oro. It is your turn.
I think I'm just gonna shoot this thing again.
Cool. Let me get
Classic.
difficulty 2 because he's kind of just been ridden and is kind of a little bit like going to pick up the last little pieces of meat before he gets back to attack. You shoot him. He definitely gets a hit, and he kind of gets wobbly. He kind of gets wibbly, and he takes a little bit more damage, and he just does not look well at all. He looks pretty worn out as he starts kind of stepping back in his weakened condition. He has the meat in his hand, and he kind of backs out of the room.
Hey, you better run.
As he kind of whimpers and
Get out of here.
That's all you want, you Melerda.
yeah. So he takes off back into the pen, and you can see him back there, and he's like continuing to eat the arm that was thrown at him, and he is kind of like keeping an eye on you as he's kind of like licking his wounds, yep. So he's kind of keeping you guys at bay. He's not kind of fully run away, but he is definitely backing down. What would you like to do?
Lead the cave.
Back to Shen. If it is your turn, or if we want to just end combat, what would you all like to do?
If the beast is like kind of licking its wound, I think you should just retreat, like get out of here, right?
I agree. I
Or
also
you gotta see where it came from.
I need to hop
What are you
off
trying to say, Oro?
pretty soon. Like
Yeah.
now-ish. Which I don't mind you guys playing without me, although I don't know how that'll work.
Yeah, no, we will. You just
Maybe
leave the
we
stream
just
on.
call it a short one.
Yeah,
Yeah, this was a good
unfortunate
short one.
truth.
We had some issues with the front. Okay, we will say he kind
Definitely a
of.
little rusty.
Yeah,
on
we'll
my
say
part.
this creature kind of curls off into the like the darkness of his cave, and you guys
vulnerable
of
to
weird
being
birth.
allied.
As you kind of come out of the alley or out of the thing, Aldani says, "So, are we running for it? What's going on?"
Let's speed up.
I want to say that just before we actually flee the cave, remember this is the cave where we found the little secret door, right? That was somewhere like over here.
Oh. Wait, yeah.
I thought it was over on this side.
It was like a blue. There was a blue marking. Like it's like we knew that there was a passageway behind it.
Yeah.
I think I was the one that found it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like right there. Yeah.
Well,
This is it. This is the
Oh,
secret.
God.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a really crazy thing you just did.
So yeah. So basically, this
Oh.
was the what you saw, and then when you found the room, this is the secret revealed. So this is the
Damn.
room revealed.
Whoa!
This
so
room-
room, right here. This big room right here.
oh.
Right here.
Well, maybe we.
Cool.
You did find some stuff in that room that you were going to come back to for sure.
Yeah, there's gonna be something to come back to, like some flying motorcycle or something. I remember, but
Yeah, there's.
There's some
Ooh.
other stuff.
Oh
Forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yep.
So
Leather jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, we still can pause here for the
Get
night.
out of here and
Yeah.
reconvene, and then we'll come back for the cool motorcycle.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I think
And,
something
okay.
go ahead.
Good.
I was gonna
There
do
you-
like a closing out thing, so if you have something in game you want to do or whatever. Okay. I just thought it'd be cool to start doing a little shout out of the users that are with us at the end.
Hell yeah.
Like, shout out to
Shout
Anik
upon
Costello, another TV viewer, Bitcoin YX, Commander Root, Electrical Longboard, Extra Moir, Il Delara, Plastic Buddha 88, and Tenon Zheng. Thank you guys all so much for viewing.
Really, thank you guys.
Really appreciate it. Thank
very
you for
cool
joining
of you.
us.
Y'all are good people for this.
Y'all are good peeps for keeping us entertained. Check out our YouTube page. It's actually How to Kickflip a Horse. We have the first episode up that will help catch you up on where we are. Second episode coming up shortly. We'll have several episodes coming up over the next couple of weeks. Subscribe. Tell your friends. We are on every Thursday at 8:30, unless it's like a big holiday or there's like a coup attempt. Things like that.
Help us be able to quit our jobs and play games full time.
Let me just quit Jesse's job.
Yeah.
I'll call it in.
Oh, I fucking love my job.
Actually, I like my job too. But let's get fucking 1 million followers.
Yes.
Let's all want to play games. 100 years.
Please give
running around.
Give me the hard decision of choosing to play games or go to work.
Just all your friends. Just www.
20 seasons and a movie.
Running around doing space adventures.
I'm gonna be played by Susan Sarandon. All right.
Hell.
Nick Cage. Everybody say goodnight.
Say goodnight.
Good night, everybody. Take care. Be well. I forgot to tell you who I am at the beginning. Well, I'm Arius, and I played everybody else. Be well.
Guys, I forgot to stream it.